When I lived in Hollywood, California, I found hundreds of film outtakes in the streets and gutters, escapees from the editing floor. At night, I made drawings while watching The Late Show. Whenever I heard a line, like Gary Cooper saying, "Let's go in and find out," I wrote it on my drawing. I asked two of the most memorable characters in Hollywood to read these forgettable quotes over the outtakes, my friends Mike Mazurki and Larry Hagman. Take it away, boys.
Long distance, I want to talk to Hollywood.
I don't know what to think.
For us, there is no time.
Some days, I spend drinking tea and washing teacups.
That's what's so good about baseball. You get a difference of opinion.
All I've done has been what a child told me. Me.
Fighters don't get much time for girls.
You must be lonely.
Bob wouldn't do that to me. Something's happened.
I guess I better have another look around.
Dump it in the lake. Dump it anywhere. Just get rid of it before those cops come back.
Yeah, he's a little naive when it comes to men.
Any luck?
No, not yet.
You know, in a way, it's kind of beautiful.
Yeah, that's one of my aims, to bring death to the canvas as well as life.
Just take a relaxed pose.
We don't need better laws in America. We need better people.
You trying to speak my name, or you got hay fever? Hey, you've been smoking hop.
Hop? I haven't heard hop in a long time. You'll never escape your past.
I'll lose my job for this.
Maybe we better split.
Those guys sure do have big ears.
This is our daughter, Elaine. Eileen? What the fuck is that? This is our daughter, Eileen.
If you want to pick up that new dress, I'll see you back at the farm.
One day they'll be ahead of you. You'll be a dead man. I don't want my daughter married to a dead man.
Have a good time. You're paying for the party. They say a man is his own best company when he's alone.
Where are you going?
Oh, it's just a flesh wound.
Thank him for what? For risking his life for food?
Why don't you get some rest?
I've only regretted one thing in my life.
Was I part of it?
You were all of it.
Have you determined a cause of death?
I can't even say determined. It takes a heap of homing to make a pigeon toe.
If a hair in my head knew my plans, I'd cut it off.
What would you do if someone threw a pie in your back?
I came here for the waters.
Plot against science.
I don't think we'll get to the opera tonight.
What's wrong? Didn't I say anything right?
That's enough for today. The light's gone.
We'll be doing England a service by stealing that painting and selling it out of the country.
Run for it.
You were out all night.
Our luck has run out, Olivia.
We've got somewhere. South Africa, Australia, somewhere.
No one can stop these attacks.
I've learned to expect so little of you.
Give it to me.
A missionary's widow and a painter who's ahead of his time. Everything's against us.
Oh, I see. It's a conversation piece.
Now that's the trouble. Too many ideas floating around.
That will be 2,000 and your deed.
I think a lady should have a watch. It tells her when to do things.
A nation that doesn't have a bear in a cage isn't worth its salt.
Jesus, do you look bad.
Jesus Christ. Must have been the ugliest man in history.
Beat an old man. Make him happy.
Get out of my tree.
Why does this happen?
The meek shall inherit the earth.
Yeah, 6 feet of it.
She may look beautiful, but she's distracting, and so her partner can steal your vacation money.
I'd rather have 2 girls at 21 each than one at 42.
Good thing you got a dress on, or I'd bust you right in the nose.
Who cares about your rules? All I care about is Tommy.
Last week, Bombay. Week before, Johannesburg. And now coming into New York.
Find the microbe. Kill the microbe.
Will you please sample this underwear?
Why didn't we think of this before?
Indifference destroys.
Get into your automobiles.
See you around.
Come into the library.
My formula's better than yours.
He's always coming. I've never seen him going.
She took to wearing men's trousers and learned to ride pretty well. And I began to fall in love with her in spite of myself.
Sometimes a Mountie goes on details for weeks and weeks.
Was I playing that violin again?
You can always tell a man by if he respects the service. If he don't respect the service, he don't respect his mother.
Girls can't be cowboys.
Take it as many ways as you can.
In Billings, Montana, the main street is Minnesota Avenue.
What a great way to squeeze an orange.
Well, if the coffee doesn't keep him up all night, the cup and saucer will.
Is that your name?
No, I'm breaking in for a friend.
What you got playing the piano? Hippo?
You know, it's a funny thing about nerve. It takes a special kind to kill a man.
There's nothing medicine can do for him.
He's promised you a lot of things that haven't come true.
I can't compete with his love for baseball.
No need getting stiff, you know.
He who drinks his fill turns his back to the well. So what?
I don't like to get personal.
If you've got to hang together.
I don't know. I'm so mixed up.
Can't you see? It's the same table, the same drink as 5 years ago.
I'd rather have a goatee on my chin than on my finger.
Yes. I love you very much, and I'll hang the Picasso in the bedroom. I love you very much, and I'll hang the Picasso in the bedroom.
When you're young, other people are funny. When you're old, you're funny yourself. And in between, nothing's funny unless you are being paid for it.
That's the God's truth. Get this down to the finishing room.
Fixing a car or delivering a baby is all in a day's work for the Northwest Mounted Police.
He lives at a piano with his sister who gives bungalow lessons.
Do you always go around leaving your fingerprints on strange girls?
Fast on the draw and fast on the jaw, aren't you?
Even you can't hold fire in your hands.
Understand your mental illness.
Try to handle yourself.
What's going on here?
What? No photos?
Here's looking at you, kid.
Without that sound box, you're just another amateur high school band.
She sounds like a series of strange noises.
You know, I love Paris. It's so much like Chicago.
Would you be the type of man who would go for a toasted scone?
This would be a lot quicker if I didn't have to take the time to shudder.
Pictures. That's all the world is today. No one reads anymore.
You know, I don't like cops.
What's wrong, man? Don't you dig the rebop? Say what?
Hey, are you cracked?
If he dies in an electric chair, we killed him. You may print that.
I don't want to be married to a rising young politician.
I'll go change. Wouldn't want him to see me in the same dress twice.
Hey, that tall man is a lot smarter than any fly.
Fool! You'll pay for this.
It's been swell, hasn't it?
What a country. What eggs.
I wouldn't care if you were a princess or a queen.
I couldn't give up a year of my life eating dust and alkali. What the fuck is that, alkali? Alkali? Well, I'll try it again. I couldn't give up a year of my life eating dust and alkali.
It's not what you think.
Let's go in and find out.
Well, do we stick it out or do we get a chicken ranch on Long Island?
Step on it, driver.
It's been found missing.
A man like that makes me want to take a bath.
We're going to sit up for the reviews.
Your resistance intrigues me.
I think of you fondly, if not curiously, on occasion.
Wouldn't I look kind of conspicuous without a hat and coat?
Do you think I have a tendency to drool?
Bachelors don't have needles.
Baby, you're poison.
You stay here for luck.
It's easy to get arrested.
Won't you sit down and have a glass of boiled chicken?
Would you like a noise like that full of nickels?
Nose. Try it again.
Would you, sorry, would you like a nose like that full of nickels?
You know what things look like from the air.
You're like the man who felt the tail of... Oh, God almighty. You're like the man who felt the tail of an elephant. You're like the man who felt the tail of an elephant and thought it must be a lot of... like a snake.
Try it again.
You're like the man who felt the tail of an elephant and thought it must be a lot like a snake.
Ah. I had a friend who liked to invite writers to parties.
In that case, we'd better have a drink.
No shit. She'll get over it.
Can you paint?
I tell you, I've got to paint.
He spent years in a coal attic.
Beauty is something an artist creates through personal torment.
Wars may come and wars may go, but art goes on forever.
Even if you don't understand it.
You're right. You're right.
Okay, guys, thanks a lot.